Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back. So this is basically the haul that I got from my hobby calendar my wife had put together for me at Christmas, because she was pregnant at the time, and now we have a little kid, so that's why it's taken me so long to actually do this video that shows off. I think it's everything that I've got, but I'll do a quick run through anyway, and you'll see what I mean. There's a playlist on my channel of everything that I got each day as well. She did a really good job. So you'll see first the big guys, these big monsters here. It is kind of two-headed Cerberus looking dog, flame dog guy from hell. You got a big molten bull as well, like pretty crazy. They're all like Skrelch or Skrelek toys, as well as this kind of frost spider here in the back. I've got loads of big glue sticks, as well as a new glue gun, because my other one was a really cheapy one that was about to break on me. And this one's really cool because it has a really simple, on and off switch there, but it also, this keeps heated up, or keeps hot, keeps warm, the nozzle there, the metal bit, and you can use that to kind of flatten out or kind of reheat glue that you already have stuck onto something if you want to kind of mold it a little bit and flatten it out. So that's pretty sweet. You see in the back here, it's actually a pack that's of Super Sculpey. This here that has some different color ones in it. It's not actually Super Sculpey because that's the brand. This is a polymer clay, I think it is, modeling clay, the stuff you bake anyway, and because I've been meaning to give that a good go, and she got me that, as well as a big chunk of Super Sculpey and basically everything I think you might really need for it. These kind of, what's a bacon bond, and you got clay softener and thinner as well. So I really have to give that a good bash. You got some milliput there as well. You can never have too much of that, as well as Mod Podge, because I was running out. She was very good. She kind of got me some colors I didn't have. These are just little paints as well. No, I don't think it's I kind of have a mix of paints, and this is some of the ones I have, the army paint or war paints. I have some Vallejo and scale model as well, but I'm not really too pushed. But she gave me some colors that I didn't have. She's always complaining that I paint my stuff too dark and drab, so she was like, she got me some crazy ones like these two anyway. Then in the back it's just some green stuff as well, so same thing again. I kind of go through a fair bit of that as well. What else we got? Bits and bobs, like this is some ink, sepia ink, which is good, like a brown wash almost if you kind of water it down nicely. Then you got some little bits of wire here, random stuff, some kind of random stuff she got that she said, hey, you might find a use for it, and exactly like I've already used that little bit of wire to make little trees as well. What else we got? At the front here we got loads of I think they're mostly Hot Wheels. This one is like a cheaper brand from, I'm not sure what brand, but it's a nice big monster truck, as well as these kind of crazy potentials for Gaslands. Maybe that's a pretty good one. This one's a bit crazy as well, the engine coming off the side here. And you got these two as well. I think my favorite is probably the ice cream truck. It looks like something crazy, big wheels on the back and everything. There's a lot of potential there. These big kind of speakers, or could be missile launchers or something up the top. You know the way Gaslands is. What else we got here? We got, this one is one of my favorites actually. I got that I've still not yet started on. I have started on some bits. I'll show you now in a minute. This is from Monster Hunter. I'm pretty sure Monster Hunter World. Some kind of snake dragon with big feathers on its back. It's kind of, I think it was kind of a random thing. There's a few different ones, and it's actually quite expensive. I think it's quite expensive. This for itself, I think it's about 17 or 18 quid. Now that's from like euro from China. I know it's not massively expensive, but I don't know, for kind of a random pick model, I think it's pretty crazy. I'm happy out with it. I think it's really interesting. It's a really interesting monster that you can make up using it, but just as it goes, I think it's a little bit pricey for what it is. Maybe if you disagree, you can give out to me in the comments or whatever. These guys I actually thought were Lego, but they actually turned out to be hollow. But I could find some kind of use for them, maybe a construct or some kind of golem. It's a good base, and he's quite angular, and I could figure out something for him. He's got big cool punching hands here, punching arms, and these two polar bears. I'll figure out something for them as well. As well as that came with them was this cow. So as you can see, this poor cow, she's not made it too far. Her head has actually been lopped off already. And what I've started and I used that for this bit of a crazy Gaslands build. This was one of the cars that I got as well. It was a truck originally, and it has been changed a fair bit. You'll see the back here is completely different. That's from a toy quad. There's some little Lego wheels, and this is sprue to build up a spoiler with plastic card. You got some baking soda and super glue kind of to glue them on, as well as I think some milliput afterwards to kind of make that welding effect. I think it kind of turned out alright. I haven't really messed around with that before. And some kind of big ram here at the front with the cow's head with some sculpting on top of it just for the texture. You got a minigun up the top, or a Gatling gun. And yeah, just went pretty crazy on it just to chop it up and see what I could do with it. But that's pretty cool. That's another one for the Gaslands kind of team as well. Some other stuff I was working on that I'll get to in a minute, but next up you have I've got absolute ton of sculpting tools, you know, and little handy things like that. That's just a little poker. And there are a lot of them were these silicone ones, and I had some of these before, but they were quite cheap on AliExpress or Wish, and they were pretty good sets, just as good as I think you'd get for full price here. So I have kind of doubles of some of them, but some of my favorite ones that I got were this range of ball styluses, because I actually hadn't had any. So some of the bigger ones are kind of, I'm not really sure what to use them for smaller miniatures obviously, but this is the smallest one I think I have, which is pretty perfect, just for a different texture and different tool to use to kind of experiment with. So next up I'll show kind of stuff that I've been working on. These were a lot of fun, and this is a Kickstarter I missed out on. It's these little dog adventurers. I'll just show a few of them. So I've been working on painting them, basically just base coats at the moment, just different selection of colors, and I think I might put some washes over them and do some highlights, pick out some details, and I'm going to call them done, and maybe put some kind of stone base on them, just kind of paint some either tavern or dungeon kind of floor. He's probably my favorite, the really funky pimp hat on him almost, or wizard. Yeah, so nice little selection there, and I've recently got the little cat ones as well that I'm working at the same time, so hopefully I'll finish them all up at the same time and do a little video on them. Some other things that I actually did finish, some of my favorite ones as well. I know I've said a few of them are my favorite by now, but these are actually some of my favorite. Something about disgusting kind of creatures, big monsters that I really like. This is a demon, a big pig demon. I'm not actually fully sure of the name. Someone can maybe figure it out for me. I can't remember it off the top of my head, but this guy's from Reaper Miniatures, and I had to clip down his base a wee bit but it was very easy to do because it was the Reaper Bones material. And I just painted him up pretty quickly and quite messily because I thought it suited the colors, suited his kind of disgusting, hairy, smelly, you can imagine, you know, he's got some sores on him, big tusks and everything. So he was a lot of fun. Nice. I love painting these big disgusting creatures, like, you know, something about it. So he's pretty good. He's got a little bum there as well, which obviously I needed to show for some reason. But yeah, that's him done. I like him. He's gonna pop up on the shelf. This guy is absolutely crazy. Look at that face. And he's spilling his guts out and everything. When I saw this miniature, I was like, what is going on? His arse is falling out and everything, but now it just looks even better. I think this is some kind of effect paint as well that I had. Where is it gone? Glistening Blood, I think it is. Is this it? Nope, that's not it. There you go. That's war paint, so Glistening Blood. So that was kind of, it stays glossy, and it worked pretty well on these. This guy's from Cthulhu Wars, I think, and they have some crazy different selection of minis. I think she got this on eBay, so I think I might get a few more random bits like that. This guy's also from Cthulhu Wars. Pretty different kind of muscle bound kind of Hulk guy, but I'm really happy how he turned out. Kind of, I didn't think about too much about his color scheme going in, but pretty happy with it. Nice cool action pose as well, and the details. There's a bit of dry brush really popped out his muscles and everything pretty nicely. But that's that, guys. I think the last little thing I have is another little thing from Reaper Bones. Last little bit is she got me this little drakeling, or his little dragon basically, but it came in a set of 2, and at the moment I'm just working on this little diorama here. If you can see, I'm kind of a little bit stuck at the moment, see what to do with it, but that's the other one. That's the other dragon there, a little red dragon, and he's fighting off against this blue dragon. Whoop, that's okay, don't worry about that. And I'm kind of setting him up on this base with a river here in the middle. So I'm kind of stuck on what to do with this as yet. I'm not sure about the colors of the dragons and what's the best kind of color combination, what would look the best. Maybe, honestly, I think I'm overthinking it, but that's where he's kind of gone for now. And I think that's basically it. That's what I can remember of everything I got for Christmas. It was absolutely crazy amount that I got, because like I said, she was actually going to have our kid, so she said, look, I wouldn't have anything ready for Christmas, so I'll get everything beforehand and do it fun through a calendar. And I think it turned out fantastic. And I'll have to say thanks to her again because this is crazy. But like I said, guys, cheers for watching. If you want to see me open the calendars, I suppose the playlist is there. It's nothing crazy, but you'll get to see what I get every day, and you can tell me if I missed anything. Cheers, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Sound.